Hi guys, I'm doing this blind, so hopefully it's going to be okay. I've got my tablet turned around, so I'm only looking at the back side of my tablet. As you can see, I am not at home. Welcome to my Flosstube. My name is Emily. I'm Crafty Emily here. It is Friday, September the 24th, and I am in what's called a travel lodge. It's a very, very basic room. It costs almost nothing, and it's somewhere to sleep and record a Flosstube. Appreciate the lighting's going to be pretty poor in here. It is dark outside and there's very little lighting in here, so I don't even know if I can stitch tonight. On that end, I did bring quite a lot of stuff with me. When I packed for this one evening, I packed all of this stuff, which is about 6 projects worth. No, I'm not going to get very much done. It's been quite a while. It's been like a week and a half since I did my last Flosstube because I've really not done very much stitching. I started all the things. I had a brilliant idea. I started with it. I went for it like crazy for 3 days and stopped and restarted it, and yeah. So I have brought my stitching to show you, and I've got a few new starts. The first thing I started was from this magazine that I showed you last week, from the Cross Stitcher, the Halloween issue, and I flipped through and said, oh, I fancy this, this, this and this. So I fancied doing this little card here, this little piece card, and so I started that, and I started it on, I think, a 32 count piece of even weave, Lugana, and that's where I got to. So it's really small, as you can see. It's meant for a Christmas card, I think, and I got to there, just a little start, and that's where I stopped. So that's where I am with that. So I could conceivably carry on with that. That's with 2 strands. And then I started something out of the Congdon book, Cross Stitch for the Earth. And I started another Christmas present, Never Underestimate the Difference You Make. This is the one I started, and I got a piece of, from Lakeside Needlecraft, I got a large piece, for me this is a large piece, of 32 count white Lugana, and I have got 2 here. So that's where I am with that one. Never underestimate the. So I'm working top down, got a few tiny bits of this tree to finish, and the other side of that tree to finish, and some fill in here, and then empty here, and then I can carry on. It's actually more heavy stitching the further down you go. So I'm just using all the called for DMCs, 2 strands on 32 count, which is the same as 16 count Ada, so you get really good coverage, and I've got lots of room on this big piece of even weave to do loads more. And Robin made me, he scanned it into the computer, made me a working copy, so I'm not actually scribbling it out as I go, and I've stopped counting stitches because paper charts, hopeless at counting stitches. And then I started, I'm rattling through here. This is going to be very short because I don't think the light's good enough in here as it is. I then started Midnight Magic, which is the wonderful Halloween one that made me buy the magazine, the Emma Congdon there, and also from Lakeside Needlecraft, my piece of navy blue 18 count arrived, and give or take the loose strand on it, I started in the bottom left hand corner because I actually had some of these DMCs, and here is where I am. Not a very big start. Daytime stitching this one. I still struggle to stitch on the navy blue at night time. So there we go. That's what I'm using for this one. And then I'll show you what I bought from Lakeside. So I got the 2 pieces of fabric, and I also bought some bits and pieces for my new normal. I got a week's dye work in Emma's Pink. I got week's dye work in Aqua, and I got 3 dinky dyes, Lovely Lily, which I have started. I got Argyle, which is a lovely pink. and I got Lucy's Mum, which is the aquary colour. So those are the 5 I got there. These are to complement and go with the DMCs and the other overdyes and silks that I was already using. And I also got a spool of Krynic in 5700. It's candy pink, so that will equal the strand as well. So I'm going to do a little bit in the sparkly Krynic, and I have put in very nearly 1,000 stitches on this, and I've put in stitches. I've done the little squirrel here, I've finished the border and turned the corner, and I've done all of this lion, and I'm just going to do the keyhole, and this is in this new blue, this pink called Lovely Lily. So I've got a few more options now, so I'm just going to carry on and get on with this bit. So I think they all look, my new colours here. I just wanted a couple more just to help complement the colours that I've already chosen out. I think that one goes very well. And then there's my pinks. That one's got a slightly purpler tone than the other pinks, but I'm still liking it. I still like it on there, and there's my Krynic. So that's where I am. I really hope this is all in shot. If it's not, I'm probably going to record the whole thing again tomorrow morning. So that was all my pattern stitching I did. And then I had this really brilliant idea that I was going to stitch my favourite picture of my parents' wedding, which is 50 years in November. It being the end of September, early November is not very far away. So I decided to convert a photograph into, I'm not going to get it done in time. I think we can say that for absolute sure. So just seeing if I can find the picture. Nope. Have I got a picture of the picture? I haven't got a photograph of the picture. That's super helpful, seeing as I'm not at home and can't show you the picture. Anyway, if you can see this, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. This is what the charting program produced. As you can see, it's my parents cutting their cake, and yeah, even that size, and I cropped it down quite a bit, it's still looking at being, let me just click into there, 53,000 stitches, and I cropped off 20% of that, but I then restarted it because the background colour was the same colour as my dad's hair. So where I am right now, on a piece of 25 count even weave over 1 is here. So yeah, all I've got here is the very, very top of my dad's head. So I am going to do this, but this is not going to be a golden wedding present for them, because I am not going to get it finished, clearly, because I am here and I would have had to have done 800 stitches a day, and I've done about 1,000 stitches in all, and that was over a week ago. So that's all I've got there. The only other things I brought down were Happy Mr. Oliver, which I thought if I have lots of time I'm going to do some back stitch on. Not going to happen. And I also brought down Meditation in case I just wanted to do some basic block colour work. I've got a skein of 310 in my box there, but no progress on that either. So as it is right now, I'm absolutely jiggered. I've driven down, and yeah, I really just need to sleep, which is why this is tearingly quick. I really hope I'm in shot. Yeah. Now, the only non-bit of stitching content I've got for you is the very sad news that Clive, my very elderly cat, we had to take him to the vets on Wednesday and have him put to sleep. So my darling cat Clive, who's been in lots of my Flosstubes before, he's no longer with us. He was almost 21 years old, and I am just so thankful that I had him for as long as I did. He was with me for 19 years, and he's been deteriorating. But in the last 2 weeks, he's deteriorated a lot. Really, his tummy was getting more and more distended. He was perfectly happy. He wasn't in any distress. He was eating like a horse, but he was getting very dotty very quickly. You know, literally finishing a dish of food and then walking around and then just asking for another dish of food. And he was getting very, very dotty. And then on Wednesday, I was at work. Robin got back from the school run and he'd clearly had, we think, a really proper stroke. His back end wasn't working. He was in pain. He was frightened. Robin asked me to call him. I called him. We talked about it. He thought he was going to pass away there and then, so we went and lay down in the garden with him, and he didn't, but he was still very distressed. So about 15 minutes later, I messaged him and said, if he hasn't gone, phone the vets. He said, I'm phoning them now. I left work. He left home. Flora cradled him in a towel. We took him to the vets. The vet did the thing where she pinches the soft tissue between their toes. Nothing at all. His legs had completely gone. His breathing was very laboured. You could see he was going. So we did the kindest thing and we had him put to sleep. It probably saved him anything from an hour to several hours of frightened. And I held him as he went. So we buried him in his favourite sleepy spot in the front garden. We took him home with us and we buried him, and he'll always be with us. We're never selling the property. He's always going to be with us. And I'm ever so sorry to impart bad news, but we knew he was getting to the point at the end of his life, and he was a very elderly cat. We think he was just a shade off 100 years old in human. So good on him. He did so amazingly well, and he'll always be with us because he was brilliant. Eric's a bit lost. The kids are a bit lost. We're all a little bit lost. I cried all the way back. I had to go back to work. I cried all the way back to work, and then I kind of gave myself a bit of a shake, and I haven't really cried since, but I'm gutted. And I'm just so thankful I had him for as long as I did have him, because he was the most brilliant cat. And in his earlier days, he was crazy hunter boy. Him and his brother got up to such scrapes. But we'll all miss him so much. But sorry about bad news, guys, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. And yeah, we continue on, don't we? We have pets knowing that there's a very good chance that we're going to outlive them, and we take them on knowing that we're going to have to deal with the hard stuff. Thanks for bearing with me. Anyway, on we go, and tomorrow morning I'm gonna go and get my girl. I've messaged her to let her know I'm down here. She's got her last night with her bridging course crew, and tomorrow morning I'm going to be bright and early out of here, go and get all her stuff into the car, park the car up, we'll have a mooch about, we'll have some breakfast, we'll hit the road, get up the road, and tomorrow night I'm working. So I am very tired. I've just done 8 straight days at work, including an extremely long wedding, which was 9:30 in the morning through to 1 o'clock the following morning. And then I went to work the next day and every day since until today, which is now Friday. That was last Saturday. Today's Friday. I've not worked today. We did the food shop and then got home. I got all my stuff together through every bit of stitching I could conceivably think I might want to do or need or show. And I jumped in the car and had a very, very straightforward drive down. I came straight down the M6, drove across the bottom, came down the toll road. We have a toll road in the UK, and it was heavenly. I don't mind paying £7 to drive on an empty road. That fast on an empty road was heaven compared to getting stuck around Birmingham. So that was great. It still took me 6 hours to get here, but I'm here and I only stopped for about 15 minutes. So it is a very long way. Best part of 300 miles, as I said last time. Yap, on about my driving again. I'm here, I'm safe, I'll get my girl in the morning and we'll head home. And guys, I'm sorry for it being such a short one. I'm sorry for it being such a long time since I did one. Sorry for no stitching, and sorry for bad news about my poor old cat. But that's how it goes sometimes. And I will see you very soon, hopefully when I get a chance to do some stitching. And until then, my friends, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you really super soon. I'm going to do a quick flip of my camera here, and I'll show you my there's my pile of stitching, there's my can of Coke. Here is my very basic little room. It consists of a chair, a bed, more stitching, a bathroom where the only light of the room is, a door, and an empty closet because I have got nothing with me. And then behind me is A1 television. That's me in my little room, which, as I say, literally costs about £40 a night, and that's us. And I'm going to say goodbye now, guys. Bye bye.